Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 2 of RPG Roundup here at Tawdry Tabletop, and today we are going to talk about another Warhammer 40,000 RPG. As you can see, in this case it is going to be Rogue Trader. Now this one is especially pertinent because some of you may know of at the moment that the developer Owlcat are making a CRPG, computer role-playing game, of Rogue Trader, so it's actually quite interesting to be able to see the book itself and talk about what it is versus what you'll probably see in the video game. So, what is Rogue Trader? So, Rogue Trader is, I believe it was the second in the Fantasy Flight Warhammer 40,000 line. It came out in October 2009, and it deals with your group, the players, being part of the crew for a Rogue Trader. So what is a Rogue Trader? Well, a Rogue Trader in the Warhammer 40,000 universe is pretty much a privateer. So in historical times during the Age of Sail, people who owned ships and didn't work for a navy, for example the Royal Navy, could be given a license to go out and basically be a licensed pirate. And it's similar for Rogue Traders in the 40k universe. So these are rich people who have been given what's called a warrant of trade, where they're able to go out into the fringes of the galaxy and are able to make profit somehow. So they're given a lot more leeway than the usual citizen in the Imperium of Warhammer. And one thing I do think that kind of gets this very across is the foreword of the book. It has the same excerpt from that we saw in the Death Watch video, but it ends slightly differently. So if we go to that, page 7.
Now this is also an interesting one because he's been trying to get me to play since 2012 and somehow we've actually not.
It's never happened. So it ends, to be a man in such time is to be one amongst billions. It is to live in the cruelest and most bloody regime imaginable. So pretty much the same as the Death Watch one. Yet you are just not any individual. You are an explorer aboard a Rogue Trader ship, with authority and freedom far beyond the comprehension of the masses. Empowered by an ancient warrant of trade in a warp-capable ship, you venture into the uncharted voids, discovering new worlds, lost civilizations, and bizarre alien technology. Fortune and glory are yours for the taking. Rogue Traders stand on the threshold of unlimited opportunity and innumerable dangers. So the focus of a Rogue Trader game is very different to that of a Death Watch campaign, where Death Watch is very mission focused, where the players playing the kill team are given a mission, they go and complete it. It may take one session, it may take several. Rogue Trader campaigns tend to be more focused on a sandbox in terms of the goal is open, in terms of obviously you want to make profit, but how exactly you do that is kind of up to the players. So it's a different way of running the game. If you're going to GM it, it's not the same. And it's set in a part of the galaxy called the Coronis Expanse, just that gives you a lot of information. So creating characters in this is actually slightly different, and it uses what's known as a origin path, which is a bit of a confusing system, as you can see.
I will do my best to...
We got it?
You can see that it's blocks.
You can see it's what?
It's like a skill tree, guys.
Yeah, it's basically kind of like a tree that you follow down. You pick a home world, you then pick a birthright, what lures you to the void, any trials you had, your motivation, and you pick a career. So it's a bit more complicated to make a character in Rogue Trader compared to something like Death Watch, where all you had to do was pick a chapter, a Space Marine chapter, and then your class. Whereas here, it will take you longer to make your characters. And your characters differ in classes, and you can be, for example, an arch militant, a void helmsman, a navigator who's a sidekick who can basically see the void and make the ship go, and the Rogue Trader itself, which can be slightly difficult in groups because, as you can imagine, the Rogue Trader is basically in charge. So if you have a group and you have one player who tends to be a bit dictatorial, you may want to hold off from making them the Rogue Trader.
You will probably want to watch the video when it happens and how to deal with how to railroad your friends.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's a bit more difficult to do a Rogue Trader because it is a lot more open. But, however, there are various different types of classes, and each class has ranks as well. It does have a slightly different advancement system in terms of its increases. So, what do you do in a Rogue Trader campaign now? You don't only have your party, you also have a starship. Starships being a large part of the campaign. Now, the problem with this core book and the Rogue Trader line in general is that if you go by the rules of just the core book, ship combat and ships in general might seem a little odd. There was an additional book called Battlefleet Coronis, which I don't have a physical copy of, I only get a PDF. But if you want to do a lot of ship combat or a lot of ship stuff, it's pretty much mandatory to have it for your group. So the core book and Battlefleet Coronis, anything else is kind of optional. You might want Into the Storm if you want to make alien characters, Xenos characters, I think it's Orcs and Tau. You can have on there, but definitely, so you also get to make your spaceship. As much as you make your character, the group has to have a spaceship to pilot and take places.
That's probably where you lost me. I find that so dull.
Most likely. There is a lot of options here, but again, you do want Battlefleet Coronis to have more components, more solid rules, and then you go around, you do adventures. So for GMs, this is a much more open experience in terms of you give them the setup and then you ask the players what it is they want to do. So you do need a group that is going to be able to buy in and be quite adventurous. It's about that adventurous spirit of going into the unknown and finding wealth and basically taking it for yourself. So it's like capitalism simulator in the far grim dark future.
Sort of like recent attempts at playing some board games.
Yes. So I would highly recommend it if it sounds interesting to you. Again, it is out of print because Fantasy Flight Games lost the 40k license. And as you can see as well, is interspersed with, lovely art. I actually think this has got some of the best art in the entire line, the Fantasy Flight line, and even in particular, just the front cover I always thought was
honestly,
the best.
Enjoying making me have to zoom in and out. It does look pretty cool.
I think it's the best front cover of any of the Fantasy Flight games. It really gets the fantasy of, obviously the opulence of the Rogue Trader. I mean, look at all that gold.
I'm not zooming again.
You're not zooming again, but it's fine. It is there. It has got lovely art. It's got, some sort of star charts for, if you wanted to use them, print them off as maps, and various things like that. There is a lot of good things here. So I would highly recommend this, with the caveat that if you are going to play this game, you do need Battlefleet Coronis, the sort of additional book, as well as the core book just for the ship rules. Anything else is kind of optional and up to you at that point. There's plenty of fan-made adventures, fan-made supplements that you can use. There's adventure campaign guides if you want to use those as well.
And you can always use those things to create your own. You don't need to stick to that path.
Stick them as well. So I would definitely give this a hearty recommendation. Go and be the pirate king that you always wanted to be in the far future, and have fun. Have a great day, everyone. We will see you next time.
Bye.